Or, yeah, Roger. Okay. So, that is going to be a gold lane Hayabusa, and it is a Kagura getting locked in there by Kyrie. So, looking at the lineup for ONIC, it's split really well. And Execration, they pick up the Esmeralda. So, a lineup here that has good amount of... Okay, for the here, especially again, the Roger, the Hayabusa, Roger, they'd love to get those turtles, but then there's also potential for them to give up turtles to go for split pushes with the mobility and the damage they can deal to towers. A lot of questions. I just can't wait for teams to answer it now.
And we'll find the answer as we hop into game number 2 in this best of 5 series in the lower bracket match between ONIC and Execration. Execration is already up 1 game against ONIC PH, and we can still see a little bit of a turnaround here. The ONIC Chaknu playing the disrupting Grok here.
Groknu is on point here. Chaknu will have to get out of there. Almost taking a lot of damage from... He did take a lot of damage there, but now that signal for Execration that, okay, that's where Hate is. He's going to be showing up somewhere in the bottom lane, so let's see how Renjo is going to be handling that. See, look at that. How much damage Apakito can deal to Uranus even in level 1. There's just one ability activated, but then he'll be able to get both with the champ stance, so that's 2 cooldowns. So now let's see how DLR is going to be handling this fight.
He's not handling it well, already down to half HP. Just a couple of combos being forced out there by Renzio.
Yeah, so be really careful. Look at that, man. That is just the nature of that matchup happening right before our eyes.
And we are seeing a massive rotation from ONIC, from Jay, to try to force Renzio back or potentially secure a kill for themselves, but they don't have enough firepower just yet. Hate is not in position to assist them there.
Yep, but that's something now Renjo has to be careful of with how... Because it's really going to look good for him to just try to play super aggressively. But speaking of aggressive, it's ONIC being aggressive towards Renjo. First blood right away for them.
And that is a slight opening. Chaknu will be blocking the creep wave here. The minion wave just to buy a little bit more time for Renzio to rejoin the fight. But Jay is overstaying his welcome. Not really overstaying. He did go for the poke there with the wisps.
Yeah, I think at the same time he was also trying to use the Guardian's Barrier to trap either Hate or... Hate? Yeah, Hate. Inside the barrier so that he's in the wrong side, closer to the turret, but I don't think he was just able to get that. So now Execration have information that ONIC, Hate, they're putting a lot of eyes here in the bottom lane because, again, because of the matchup of the Uranus versus Paquito, they want to help that Uranus as much as possible. They, like, Yaknu on the Kagura against the Esmeralda will be fine.
Oh, they're taking the opportunity, actually, to steal away the purple buff from Hate in the top side. Meanwhile, ONIC will respond with just, hey, you take our purple, we'll take the turtle, but Execration will try to go for a fight here. Chakno will go for the Guardian's Barrier. Kyrie takes him out. Turtle is still down, will be secured by ONIC PH, and Execration has no other reason to be here in that pit, and they will be backing off.
A bit of a miraculous take there by ONIC PH. It's incredibly difficult to try and take that buff in a fight where your opponents are nearby without the purple and the orange on you, but Hate trusting on the Lycan Pounce and the ability kit of the Roger to help him get through it, and ONIC PH were just able to help him out real well with securing that turtle. Good cooperation there by ONIC.
And it's relatively a stalemate here for the bottom lane, unless there is a rotation from either side of these teams. Top lane, though, it's also a stalemate. It's the mid lane that's really getting the action, and the rotation, the cat and mouse, is happening right now as we speak, as the cats are ONIC, and they try to go for the mouse that is Renzio here in the bottom lane as a circling eagle connects, and they will no doubt secure this kill, but he's still alive, miraculously still. Guardian's Barrier being thrown out by Chakno. Dilar on the chase, but will be backing off. Not the best points of contact here. Itomax does have the real-world manipulation, which will be used to take down, and Renzio actually rejoins the fight to secure that kill himself.
Even Renzio got the comeback. That was a fantastic attempt, though, by ONIC PH. Don't get me wrong, but again, the damage output and the lifesteal from the Paquito, just absolutely crazy.
Man, it's still tough to call this game. Like, it's you were talking about this. ONIC, it's going to be an early mid game. They will have a lot of damage output to be delivered on the side of Execration, but at the same time, it's Execration. Keys to victory unlocked. Chak Mamba.
Yeah, and so far, with how Chakno has been playing the jungle, it's providing a lot of resources for Execration to keep this game close. ONIC PH has the lead in gold. They've been getting a lot of tower hits from the turret shielding and then able to clear the minion waves really well. At the same time, they also secured the first turtle of the game. And again, I'm surprised with... I knew it was going to be a factor, but I didn't really realize that it was going to be this big of a determinant factor with how they're going to be rotating. But now Execration, they're going to be trying to go for this turtle as there is a circling eagle into the back line. Secured by Iyaknu. The Kagura gets a turtle. But let's see if the ONIC PH are going to be continuing this. No, they will not. With real world manipulation dropped. That's a tongue twister. ONIC PH back off.
And KLVJ wasn't even in the prime position to go for the Lord, so his retribution is still on cooldown. They had no business to say there, could have just given it away, but you know, still it was still a valiant effort for Execration to try to go for the kill. But meanwhile, the Lar will be cutting out the wave, will be tanking the turret here to prevent the turret from falling down for Renzio. He's gonna have a good time here. The members of ONIC PH is leaning towards the top side where Kelra is. Jay does have the circling eagle, will be forced to use it. The falling star moon is not going to be available for Kelra to help him out, but he still manages to make it out alive.
Great attempt there by ONIC PH. Iyaknu riding along the Matilda airline there of Jay, but oh no, Delar, that's going to be a big gank here by Execration.
Big gank. LVJ will not commit to that fight. We'll just get the speed buff here. But that's already the first turret down. And we'll go for Delar as a trade here in the bottom lane. Chaknu does have the wild charge, and he got it. And they finally managed to take down Delar, but they also lose Etamax in the process.
Mirrored rotation there by Execration, but that's ONIC PH. Now they realize, wait, we've got a lot of mobility. Let's space out and cover the map a lot. Now with one play, they were able to get 2 towers.
Oh no, Shadow Kill will be used up. And will be there. They will actually be backing out. It's the quad shadow that was used. Apologize for that. KLVJ, Chaknu, and Kelra and Renzio will try to save the bottom lane, but it is going to be a futile effort here.
And yeah, ONIC will be able to take it. And the efforts of Hate and Jay to really commit to helping out Delar in the bottom lane turned an unfavorable matchup into a win. Yes, at one point, Delar and the rest of the ONIC gang, they failed a attempt on Renjo, which we saw earlier. Renjo was able to come back and get a kill for himself. But then no, ONIC PH were able to get the tower. Delar, now saved by Jay, and ONIC get the turtle. We're seeing here the activation of the ONIC lineup. They're now going online here.
And this is good value for ONIC as well. They force out the real-world manipulation for Metomax. They get the turtle. The entire map is opened up because they got the entirety of the Tier 1 turrets down. Hate, Kyrie, they'll have a good time just farming, just getting more items, just getting the drop-off of Execration here. As they try to get the drop-off here over in the bottom lane, the Guardian's Banner will be used out to try to buy a little bit more time. Iyaknu can't respond to that. He got caught between literally a rock and a wall.
Yeah. Now, I was laughing more at how there was just a tiny gap for the minions to go through, and that's where they went. It was just like a tiny little hole into the side of the barrier. It's like, oh, it's open here. Let's go over here.
As Execration will try to go for...
the purple.
It's actually we'll try to go for the purple buff, but they will instead go for the fight here as Renzio does force out the knockout, but the damage output here for ONIC PH is just way too much. Immediately, 3 members gets deleted in a span of 2 seconds. Only Chaknu left alive.
That was the Yang overturn. My goodness. Optimized communication. Victory. Key to victory unlocked. And that was just a perfect example of that. Everything wasn't backstreet. It was in sync.
It was a dirty pop of the Iyaknu Yin Yang overturn that turned the entire tides of battle, bro.
ONIC PH, what a play there by Iyaknu, and the follow-up by the entire squad. Now with that massive win, they have a massive lead in this game. 7K or close to 7K. In terms of the gold, we're still roughly around 6K. The Lord has spawned, and ONIC PH will be happy with taking this. They go for a 4-1 split? Potentially, maybe. They can start off the Lord as long as once they see that the minion waves have pushed out past the middle river, closer to the side of Execration. There you go. You see Hate already in by that Lord pit going after it. And the rest of ONIC PH are just positioned really well to defend it.
And mind you, we're still on just below the 10-minute mark, and there is still a lot of time the Execration needs to buy in order for them to be effective in this entire fight. Speaking of effective, they're trying to be effective against the lore. It's already the Uranus out, so tankiness, not a problem for the next 22 seconds, but they are not in the position at all to contest any potential pushes here.
The Lar sacrificial play there probably could have not given up the kill, but what they got out of that was information that all members of Execration were there by that purple side jungle area for Execration, so that really opened up the map for Kyrie to split push. This is Kyrie, former jungle player for Blacklist International, the artist formerly known as Full Clip, playing the support Hayabusa role, and that just seems like something that he can pull off really well based on the history of heroes that he's played and roles he's played in the past.
And as you say that, there is a scuffle in between Kyrie and Renzio in the top lane, and Renzio just had to commit the knockout punch to just buy a little bit more time for the minions to not push in. But the minions are already just a couple of steps away from knocking in the mid lane and on the bottom lane as well. And they're focusing a lot of the attention there. Yin Yang Overturn is available, will not be committed by Yaknu as yet. The real world manipulation will be thrown out as well. And Chaknu manages to take the kill onto Jake. Slight opening there. It's still not going to be enough. They need to get another pick off here. Potentially onto Kyrie, potentially onto Iaknu, because Iaknu is a primary burst damage here, but they will be backing off. Kia VJ just now getting the golden staff. It's a huge delay on his part.
Yeah, Execration, they still need so much more time here for Kia VJ to farm. They have the lineup though to hold down. They have good control and artillery coming in from the Eve. Itomax playing a more support utility style Eve. Of course, going straight for the Ice Queen 1, getting the Brute Force breastplate as well because he knows that he wants to stay alive for as long as possible. His RWP will be a big tool for Execration to make the most out of. And let's see if they'll be able to help LPJ secure some more objectives here.
Dilar just being the disruption in the back lines here. He's getting a lot of damage in, but he's getting healed up like it's none of their business. Kyrie is going for the positioning here. The real world animation will be used up. Wild Charge used defensively by Chaknu. That's not a good sign.
Yep, they're behind, and they are just going to be playing defensive for a really long time here. I'm not going to be surprised if ONIC will be able to get the next Lord spawning in 92 minutes. Total damage to heroes in Season 7 may exceed 7 million for ONIC PH soon enough. Not exactly sure what the current numbers are, but it's ONIC PH who has the number of Execration. A little bit more magic damage sustain here for Jace Matilda, picking up the Oracle. More sustain and even some true damage bonus on a basic attack for Kyrie, picking up the Endless Battle on that Hayabusa. So, as Execration are trying to catch up in terms of the items, ONIC, they're getting closer and closer to their end-game item builds already.
Yeah, we're just 12 minutes into the game. Only 10k gold advantage. Chaknu being bursted out by Iaknu and the Hate there. And they're trying to go for the fight. They're trying to force the issue here. Blazing Duet and the Falling Star Moon to try to catch up onto Hate. The real world manipulation as well will be used up by Hate with the micro outplay. We'll get a double off to kill VJ. And to Max next in line here. Jay takes him out. Hate.
Oh my god.
What was that?
Rise above, comma, Hate. The micro outplays, able to keep himself alive with the Lycan Pounces, the killing spree. Great response there by ONIC as well, and they might just ride this straight into a victory.
And they're knocking on the doors. They'll take down the mid lane inhibitor turret. They'll take down the HP of Renzio as well as the bottom lane inhibitor turret there. And Kyrie takes him out. Again, it's just Chaknu and Kelra left or right alive. Do they have what it takes to really defend this? 4 members are now out here for Execration. ONIC PH good on the communications to just back off.
6-0-3. Hate. Channel the Hate. Feel the Hate. Rise above, comma, Hate. But he just pulled off an unforgettable outplay. Great cooperation as well from ONIC PH to help him out. It really, you know what? I mean, no disrespect to Execration. That was a good target to go after. They almost took him down. But at the end of the day, in competitions such as these, one will always be better than the other. And in that moment, Hate was better than his former teammates.
He was better than 4 members of Execration.
Yeah.
That's a statement. Total double kills in his career may exceed 70 for Hate.
Ooh, that's going to be a milestone for the Youngblood right there. Wow. The Lord secured by ONIC PH. High potential for them to end the game with this Lord push.
High potential, but Exercation can defend this, but that is a big question mark. Yin Yang Overturn is available onto Iaknu. The one wrong move of Execration just piling up together will spark the death here, as the top lane turret will go down. Yin Yang Overturn is still being patiently being used up, actually being used up finally by Iaknu, but
the burst.
Execration will not have anything to answer here, but they managed to keep themselves alive a little bit more. The Lord is chipping away the HPs of the base here, and it's no doubt going to be an ONIC game here as Kelra tries to secure a double kill. It's still not enough. ONIC forces a game 3. We'll tie up the series, and this winning moment is brought to you by Head & Shoulders.
We're not banking on a reverse sweep. We're immediately gonna get one back. What a response